All right, guys, we got a few more people in here, so we're gonna go ahead and get started and ask that you turn on your camera if you feel comfortable doing so. Also, notice that Eric put a end of session feedback form in the group chat. So make sure you guys click on that and submit it afterwards. We're gonna, for those just joined, ask that you please turn on your camera if you feel comfortable. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and just give a brief overview of what we're gonna be working on. So we are working on unit 2, which is gonna be about navigation and passing data. One of the things that we're going to be working with are segways, and a segway is it's a transition. So got another couple people in there. So for those of you just joined, we ask that you turn on your camera if you feel comfortable doing so. Thank you guys for attending. As I was saying, unit 2 is going to be mainly about navigation and passing data. And we're also going to be using segways. And Segways is a big part of iOS app development. You'll see it in pretty much every app you have. And what a Segway is a transition. So let's say you're in a page of an app and you want to go to the settings. You click on a button that says settings and you transition to the second page. That is actually a segue. And it's usually performed based on some kind of an action like pressing a button or clicking a link or something that just basically takes you to a new view. So in this unit, we're going to be learning how to build a detailed view, an extremely common feature found in mostly every app. A detailed view allows users to get more details about something in your app, usually by tapping on an item to reveal a list in a new screen, which slides in from the side. We'll use this design pattern to extend our Flix app. And so users can get more info about their particular movie. So basically what's going to happen is you're going to click on your app and it's going to transition to a new page and it's going to show you some details about that movie. We're also going to explore tab bars and another type of navigation to try to achieve a good layout of movie cells. That one was a little bit difficult. I remember doing that. I just had some trouble kind of formatting all of them. And we'll continue to extend our Tumblr app, as well as adding a detail view for an extra challenge and add section headers to your table views. I want to show you guys my Flix app. Let me see about getting it. I just restarted my Xcode. Let me get it back up and running real quick. Oh, sorry about that. I just got a phone call. Give me 1 second. Let me get this thing up and running real quick.
Also, guys, while he's setting up, CodePath actually let us know that for this session, they want us all to actually take a photo of our class. So I'm gonna have to ask everyone if there's not any circumstances where you couldn't turn on your camera. I want to ask you to turn on the camera, and so that everybody can take a photo of our class, and we'll be posting this on their photo collage.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen so you guys can see. Let's see. I'll go ahead and share my desktop. And let's see. So here's my Xcode. I clicked on run already. So it should be running. Let's replace that. It's my Flixer app.
No, before that,
right.
Isaac,
can everyone see it? Fine.
Yeah, we can see it. Isaac, can you stop share for a second so we can take a screenshot of that?
Here's where we're gonna click on it, and it's gonna show us more details. And notice that transition back and forth. That's our Segway. So when I click on this movies back button, it's gonna transition back. And then we have here a superhero tab. For me, I couldn't ever get this working quite right. When I click on zero, this is that grid layout. it's supposed to show nothing but superhero movies, and for whatever reason, the API was pulling just like a bunch of random movies. I didn't figure it out. I just submitted it like that. So maybe we can all figure that out together. But this is going to be the final product without the bonus features of Flixster. I thought it was pretty cool. This is my first time actually using the eyes, and you'll use the same skills later to do the Twitter app, which I thought was pretty fun. Let me stop sharing for a second and just go over the slides that we have from CodePath, and then I'm gonna do a little bit of coding example of how to actually make a Segway. So bear with me. I don't know if it's gonna be the best, but I'm gonna give it a try. So.
All right, for those of you who just joined, please turn on your camera so we can
Right,
take a screenshot of our class.
And most of the stuff is already stuff that we've gone over in the past, but they want us to, just emphasize a lot of these important details. So, let's see. All right, go back one more time. There we go. Okay, this unit, and this unit will be extending our Flix app from unit 1. Let's see, this says Tumblr. This is not lining up right. 1 second. Give me 1 second. Let me stop sharing for 1 moment. All right, now I got the right thing pulled up. Sorry about that. That one is just for the lab intro, but we're just gonna go over the assignment intro for right now. All right, this unit will be extending our Flix app from part 1. You'll be adding a feature called a detail view, which allows users to tap a movie and navigate to a new screen with more details about that movie. So I showed you guys earlier, I clicked on the movie title and it just gave like a description, and it showed a kind of a blown up picture of it in the back, and then a smaller movie poster. A detail view is a very common design pattern in mobile app development, and to pull it off, you'll need to pass the relevant data from the new screen, set up a new screen with the past data, navigate to a new screen. So as I showed you guys earlier, you just click on it, and it's using the API to collect the data from what was IMBD about the movies that you're clicking on. Make sure you guys know how to submit your coursework. Everyone should, by now, should know how to submit the coursework, but just in case you forgot, just go ahead and go to courses.codepath.org, click on your the unit that we're in. We're currently in unit 2. Go to your assignments tab, and you'll see your due date, which is usually midnight, the day before our course. Just make sure you guys are adding this unit or this update to the same GitHub repo and the README. So you don't need to make a new one. You just update your README that you already have with your updated GIF and the new features that you've implemented. So as I said, the deadline is midnight before the next session. Has anyone used this board yet, or have you guys just been mainly using the Slack channel, or have y'all used it at all? All righty then. This is just, I guess some of the things we're gonna be doing, just an overview of things we've already, pretty basic stuff. So make sure you guys are asking for help. Don't spend too much time. If you're getting stuck, just go ahead and ask one of the TAs on the Slack channel. I think it helps a lot rather than spending, like an hour or two trying to troubleshoot. We all have other things to do, right? We don't want to spend a lot of time troubleshooting, so there's just help readily available for you. So we've already gone through this about how to ask questions through Slack. I don't think we need to go through it again. All right, so don't forget about your labs, even though they're optional. They have a lot of good skills that you're gonna need for other assignments and just for your own personal knowledge, so that if when you go up for an interview or for internship, you have at least a reference. At least you have seen some of these things before and done them at least once. So make sure you guys also get started early. Don't wait till the last minute, because then you might run into technical issues and you have a late submission and when you didn't really need to use it. All right, does anyone have any questions before we get started on the walkthrough of how to create a Segway? If not, I will share my screen and in a moment, and we will get started on creating this example. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and get started. So I have Xcode pulled up. I'm gonna create a new project, and we'll call this one Segway. Oops, what happened there? Let's just call this test.
You're gonna select app first.
I'm already running into bugs, running into issues. I'm not sure why is it doing that. Create a new project.
Yeah, select app and then next.
Oh, I was hitting the filter button. That's why. Duh. Okay, my bad. Here's where you actually name it. We'll call it Segway. And we'll create it. All right, we're gonna start off by first going to our main storyboard, and we are going to create a few screens to actually navigate back and forth to. So let's create 3 screens, and these are going to be view controllers. So I'll click and drag one, zoom out a bit, space this out, and we'll do our next one. And in order to tell the difference between the 3 screens, we are going to actually change the background. So where was, okay, background color for screen 1. Let's change it to green. And so notice I'm just clicking directly on the screen. I'm not clicking any of these things up here. So here I'll change this one to, let's say, orange, and this one to yellow. And then I'm gonna add a couple of buttons. Let's add one here and one here. Let's see. Let's move that over here. Let's make this bigger so that we can see it a little more clearly. Just a real big button. We're gonna change this font so you can see it better. And let's change the text color to black. All right, same thing here. I could just click on this button, do Control C, and then oops, actually let's see. There we go. Just copy and paste it there. Go Command C, Command V. My bad. All right, now we have the same buttons. for both of them. All right. All right, I'm going to, for this button, I'm going to just control drag it to this screen and click on show. So I think this already will take us to where we just click on the button and we'll show the screen. So let's see if that works so far. All right. Yep, there we go. That part at least is working. So. All right, let's go back to our code and let's rename these buttons. Let's say go to 2 and go to 3. So it's just a little bit more clear about what they actually do. All right. Let's see, create second view controller. Okay, so now we want to actually be able to transition from this orange screen to this yellow screen. And the way we're going to do that, we're actually going to create a new file. So go and come back up here and I'm going to click on Segway, control click, and we're going to do a new file. And it's going to be a Cocoa touch class. Let's hit next. And we have it as a, make sure it's a UI view controller. And let's just name it second view controller. To next. And create that one. Go back to our main storyboard. And select the view controller, this actual view controller by clicking on this yellow button. And we're gonna come up here to this little driver's license looking thing. And we're gonna change this class. So what this is gonna do, this is gonna associate that file we created with this view controller. So if you just type second, it should pop up and just hit enter. Yep, so that was called changing the class to a second view controller. Let's see. Now we actually need to start putting some code in there. So let's go to our, actually let's let's close this, click on this, and we'll go to assistant, and that should bring up the class that is associated with the view controller. And so what we're actually going to do is we're going to control drag the actual button into our file. And we want to make this not an outlet, but an action. And we're going to name this go to third. Type UI button, that's important too. Now we're gonna go ahead and connect that. And here's where we're gonna actually type in a little bit of code. Let's close that. All right, for the code, I don't have this memorized, but you know, it shouldn't be too difficult to do. We're gonna do for form, Segway. Let's see, Segway with identifier and sender. Boom. Our with identifier is going to be the name of that action that we just created, which is called go to third. Let's see. Something actually is not right, but let's see. Oh, you know what it is? It's I misnamed this wrong. Let's actually that. All right. Let's try that one more time. Because go to third was the name of the button. We'll call it something else. Outlet action name. We're going to call it go to pressed. Going to create an action, type, button, connect. connect. Okay. There we go. And we're gonna do perform Segway. What was that? With identifier. There we go. And the actual the identifier name is going to be the name of the button. We're gonna put that in quotation marks. It's called go to third, I believe. And then this is going to be self. All right, let's see if that's working. All right, go to second, go to third. Something is not working, right? All right. So I got an error here. No Segway with identifier. Go to third. Okay, let's see. Where did I mess this up at? Oh, you know what? I need to create an actual Segway and name it go to third. So let's see. Some of the stuff's in my way. It's kind of hard to see what I'm doing. Okay, so this is actually how you create a Segway. So we're gonna click on this view controller, that yellow button, and control drag. Gonna click show. And now this thing right here, that's our actual Segway. So we need to actually name that. Identifier is gonna be called go to third. And then let's go ahead and enter. Let's copy that. All right, and let's go back to our assistant to bring up our code. And there we go. Now that should work now. So let's see. Go to 2, go to 3, and it's still not working. What's happening? Unrecognized selector. I'm not sure what that's about. Second view controller. Let's try stopping it. Let's try running it. Maybe if you exit out of Xcode and do it again, maybe it'll work. I don't know why it's not working. Let me try exiting out of Xcode and then starting up again. Oh, still having issues. Unrecognized selector into instance. Man. Well, I'm not exactly sure what's happening here. I'm gonna try to figure this out, but let's go ahead and actually accomplish something else. If this was working, what would happen is I would need to get back to that other one. So what I would do is I would click on this first view controller, and then I'm gonna come down here and click on navigation controller, embed in navigation controller, basically. There we go. And see, that's going to create these back buttons. Let's run it one more time, at least see if we can get this back button to work. And then maybe we'll see about the other one back. There we go, back works. That's a basic Segway. I'm gonna look at this code one more time and review my notes and see if I can find what I did wrong. What about you, Eric? Did you notice anything? You got any tips for me? What am I doing wrong here?
I don't think that was mainly how we did the segues when we actually were doing the assignment. So there are many ways to perform and present a segue. You don't have to understand everything, so that actually should be fine.
I'm gonna double check everything. I have my Segway identifier name to go to third. And then let's see, in my view controller, the identifier classes view controller. Oh, you know what? I think maybe I see what's wrong here. I think this should have been second view controller, and yeah, I don't know what's happening here. I must have associated the second view controller with the wrong thing. Let's see, what did I associate it with? I may have actually, okay, I associated with the third one, which I actually should have associated with this one. So let's see about deleting that, see if this will work. I don't know if this is actually going to work or not. Second view controller. Okay, cool. Let's go ahead and bring up that assistant again. Now this will also happen sometimes. It's closing out Xcode might actually fix this whenever you associate a class or a file with a view controller, doesn't always show up. Sometimes you just got to exit out of Xcode and get it to start working again. So there you go. Now it's working again. Let's just double check that just to make sure. Run our second one. We click on this assistant. Now it's pulling up. All right, so this right here, this button saying that it should be filled in, but it's empty. That's because it's not actually connected. I think this will be easy just to delete, and then we'll do it again. So control drag, what's happening here? Yeah, so this thing is acting a little bit crazy on me. Whoa, what happened here? It's like it's lost the class somehow. That's weird. Second view controller. All right, then we click on this again and go to assistant. There we go. Yeah, I don't know why I was doing that. That was really weird. All right, let's do control drag. This button again, change it to an action. We'll name this. What do I want to name this? Go to button. I think it was go. And then let's see, the code is perform segue with identifier. Our identifier is going to be a string, command V, and our sender should be self. So let's see if that fixed it. Hopefully it did. Go to 2, go to 3, and it's still not working. Huh. Well,
We had a different identifier.
that's I guess an issue to debug later. I hope you guys at least learned something from that. I'm gonna keep working on this, but for now, let's I guess just open it up to questions. Did you guys have any questions about what was going on?
You are an
Excuse
international
me?
organization outside of high school, that's okay.
Yes, I think I
Yes, sir.
encountered that problem once.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you. What was that?
And No?
I
mean-
can't hear you very well. What did you say?
All right, cool.
Thank you.
So for now, I'm gonna keep working on this and just have you guys work on your assignment
Okay,
for a
if you
little
have a
bit.
question, just feel free to type it in the
And when I
chat.
figure this out, I'm gonna call you guys back and show you exactly what I was doing wrong. So.
Thank you, guys.
Hey guys, just want to let you know that I actually did figure out what the issue was, and actually probably pretty good for you guys to know if you make a mistake, kind of like I did earlier, where you maybe drag the button to the wrong spot, to the wrong class, or you just mess something up and you want to delete it. Just deleting that line of code doesn't actually delete the connections. So what was happening was I went to my main storyboard. I clicked on the go to button 3 and then you control click. And here it'll show you all of your connections of what everything your button's currently connected to. And what I had here was the connection to the first time where I put it associated the class with the wrong view controller. And then so it was basically giving me a message, an error message for the selector. So what I needed to do was delete that, click on this X here to delete that and create a new one from the button to the class where it's actually associated with here from this second view controller. So that's something good to know. Just deleting code does not actually delete the connections. So make sure you guys keep an eye on that, and just to test it out, make sure it actually does work. We'll go ahead and replace this. So we got go to second, go to third, and there you go. There's third right there. The back button works for both of them. Also had some people send me suggestions on how to fix the code. Thank you guys for that. I appreciate it. And if you guys have any questions, please let me know. And that's it for now, unless Eric, do you have something you wanted to add to that?